how's the team after the debut World Cup match?
Yeah, really good actually. Everyone's in good spirits. A lot of belief in the team, despite the result, and there's a lot of belief because we all knew that it was an amazing performance for a debut in a World Cup. There were so many people who might have questioned how nervous the team is coming into the first game and do they belong and should they be there, but I think we showed that we belong at this level, and for a first up effort in a World Cup I really thought it was an amazing effort from the players, and everyone back home in the Philippines, all the football fans should be really proud of how they represented the country. I actually think the opposite. I can't believe how well they controlled their nerves in the game. In the first 15-20 minutes I thought we were exceptional, and probably the best moment of the game for us was the beginning of the game. So it just shows how well they've prepared. It shows how well we've prepared as a team. The fact that a debut team can go into a first game of such a big occasion in front of a big crowd and almost a home crowd of Filipino fans and feel comfortable to be on that field. So from that perspective I think our preparation was spot on.
Coach, scoring that first goal, although it was nullified,
it wasn't a goal. It was offside. Yeah. So, but it's a moment that shows that we can be dangerous at this level. We had 2 or 3 other little moments in the game that were dangerous. But for us as a team, as we've known the whole last 2 years, we need to be better on the ball and better in offense. I think our defense is world class, and I think our defense can stand up to any team as we've shown over the last 18 months. But really, it's our offense that needs to improve over time. But that doesn't happen overnight. It's a hard process to get belief in your touch and combinations and things like that, and that takes months and years, and we're well on track. But there were some good moments in the game against a really, really high quality team. Some players for them are playing in 2 or 3 of the biggest clubs in the world, and for us to compete at that level in any facet, technically, tactically, physically, just shows how far we've come as a country.
Coach will play New Zealand on Tuesday. They're on high after that Denmark win, but you played them last year. How would that affect your approach for Tuesday's match?
Yeah, that game doesn't affect our approach. I think that game was really important from our perspective in terms of it was one of the highest ranked teams we'd played in a long time. And we knew that we'd progressed a long way over the preceding 12 months, and we were leading that game for a long time. And there's different personnel in this game. New Zealand have 4 or 5 different players, and so do we. So you can't look back on that game with any conviction and say it has relevance to this game. But what it did do for us, just personally, it showed that we can beat teams who are ranked in the 20s, and we can compete with these teams. So for the team, it was a really watershed game in really lifting the belief level to know that we can walk on this pitch and know that we're a chance in the game. Whereas I think before that time, we would play these games and hope that we can win, but not really believe that we can win. But we have to be at our best because we're the underdog in this tournament, we're the underdog in this group, and we have to do everything right to give ourselves a chance.
Coach, if you were used to playing in front of big crowds like in the SEA Games where you face Vietnam in Hanoi, how will that also help playing in front of New Zealand fans?
Yeah, there'll probably be a lot of Filipino fans there as well. The other night I think it was 70-80% Filipino fans. So, we've had good preparation in that by luck. We've had quite a number of games, including the final at the Rizal where there was 8,000 or thereabouts, and so loud that day. It felt like 20-30,000. So we played in front of big crowds in the SEA Games in the semi-final, and when we played Vietnam, there was 16-17,000 in both games. So, ultimately, it's a wonderful occasion. To see that our country's playing in such a big occasion in front of a sellout crowd. Women's football being broadcast to millions around the world. These are moments that the football community and the country need to treasure, because only football can do this. Other sports are big and other sports are important, but only football can unite like this and bring the whole world together. We've seen amazing crowds at every game so far, in Australia and in New Zealand. 10, 20, 30, 40,000 for 2 neutral teams. Like last night there was 44,000 for England and Haiti. So it's just been wonderful to see that support for women's football, and wonderful to see so many countries getting behind their players and supporting them.
Coach, thank you.